seventh Sustainable Development Goal, which is affordable and clean energy.
We'll talk about the context, meaning of non-renewable energy, renewable energy, and what UN's role is, and discuss the solutions.
Between 1990 and 2010, the number of people with access to electricity has increased by 1.7 billion as the global population has continued to rise, so will the demand for cheap energy. The global economy has relied on fossil fuels, and the increase of greenhouse gases emissions is creating the drastic changes in our climate system. This is having an invisible impact on our every continent.
Ensuring universal access to affordable electricity by 2030 means investing in clean energy such as solar, wind, and thermal. Adopting cost-effective standards for a wider range of technologies could also reduce global electricity consumption by 14%. This means avoiding roughly 1,300 mid-sized power plants. Expanding infrastructure and upgrading technology to provide clean energy sources in all developing countries is a crucial goal that must be solved.
Now I will introduce non-renewable energy. Beginning of the start, I think we have to know what non-renewable energy is. Non-renewable energy is energy from fossil fuel and uranium. As you know well, most countries using this energy. And after using this energy is used again? No. It can be used again. It can't be used again, so this is non-renewable energy. First, non-renewable energy is fossil fuel energy, oil energy. Fossil fuels, as the name suggests, are derivatives of plant and animal fossils that are millions of years old. These are formed from remains of the decayed plants and animals. Oil means refined or crude petroleum. So we call it fossil fuels oil. This energy creates many problems. It creates environmental pollution, especially rising temperature. As you know well, global warming is very serious. Also, we will explain it later. Second, rising prices. This price is so expensive. Unfortunately, Korea is a nation that has these fossil fuel oil energy. Another reason are much carbon emission and unlimited. These are a common problem of fossil fuel. Second non-renewable energy type is coal energy. It produces the most amount of energy among the produced energy. It creates water pollution and air pollution. And this pollution gives bad effect to humans. Third, the renewable energy type is nuclear energy. Lastly, nuclear energy received the attention by two reasons. One is it can commute fossil fuel energy, and another reason is terrible nuclear accident. We can know how terrible it is from Hiroshima nuclear accident. It creates radioactive waste. Also, it makes nuclear radiation a national risk. Last, non-renewable energy type is natural gas energy. It is toxic and flammable. Also, it damages to environment, and it has complex processing and intensive installation. All of these energies is main reason of global warming. You have to know global warming is very grave situation. So we prepared some video and let's see together.
No, it's okay, it's okay. Just go on the Wi-Fi. Just go on your Wi-Fi.
Where's your Wi-Fi option?
Is that my computer? That's not my computer.
No, that's hers.
But Wi-Fi is there, is it there?
I should
Wait,
find it.
wait, this one.
It's
Normally
connected.
open.
It's connected.
Oh.
Wait.
I'm able to connect to the internet. I'm able to access the network. Let's see. What's the name of the? Is this one? What's the name of it? The Inconvenient Truth. But is it a specific one? Let's see, hopefully. In fact, you have to access it through normal. Can you find it again? I mean, the Inconvenient Truth is 1 hour and a half. That's not as well.
Oh, it's true.
Okay. Yeah. Just put it first grade. And your sound. Thanks.
Scientific consensus is that we are causing global warming. I am Al Gore. I used to be the next president of the United States of America. This is Patagonia 75 years ago and the same glacier today. This is Mount Kilimanjaro 30 years ago and last year. Within the decade, there will be no more snows of Kilimanjaro. This is really not a political issue so much as a moral issue. Temperature increases are taking place all over the world, and that's causing stronger storms. The biggest crisis in the history of this country. Early this morning, Hurricane Katrina slammed into New Orleans. Is it possible that we should prepare against other threats besides terrorists?
From Paramount Classics comes a film that has shocked audiences everywhere they've seen it.
The Arctic is experiencing faster melting. If this were to go, sea level worldwide would go up 20 feet. This is what would happen in Florida. Around Shanghai, home to 40 million people. The area around Calcutta, 60 million. Here's Manhattan. The World Trade Center Memorial would be underwater. Think of the impact of a couple 100,000 refugees, and then imagine 100 million. We have to act together to solve this global crisis. Our ability to live is what is at stake.
Sorry. Clearly seen the video, global warming is a huge problem right now and it can be solved by renewable energies. So moving on, we have 1.6 billion people lacking access to electricity. Another 1 billion people have great access, while another 2.5 billion people are using traditional biomass to meet their cooking needs. In terms of the household, it means first of all, on the cooking side, women and children are exposed to indoor air pollution that kills prematurely about 2 million women and children per year. That's more than dying from malaria on an annual basis. In the east coast of Nicaragua, for the first time, they had a small wind turbine. What was that doing? It was providing lighting for the school so that in the evenings, women could take literacy classes and become more educated. It was also charged with sulfurs as well. The problem was, before they had the wind turbine, they had to take a boat for 45 minutes across the lagoon to the next village just to charge the cell phone. And at the same time, they had a second wind turbine they put up in the medical clinic. Not only did it help provide refrigeration for some of the medication, but it was also an incentive for people to hire a doctor to live in the village. Why? Because the doctor came from a town who had a lot of electricity and had a sufficient amount of electricity in the town they would move to. And that goes the same for teachers and other people who work there. So in the end, we see that renewable energy is very effective and productive because it provides jobs, reduction of fossil fuels, access to better health, education, and livelihood. This brings me to talk about renewable energy and the different types. Under this, we have a goal. By 2030, we'd like to increase substantially the share of renewable energy in the global energy mix. The first type of energy is solar energy. It can be converted into heat and electricity, and it does not produce air, unlike fossil fuels and non-renewable energies, and it also has minimal impact on the environment. Next, wind energy. It doesn't pollute air pollution just like solar energy, and it's cost effective, and it produces huge amounts of energy through wind turbines. Next, hydropower energy. It doesn't pollute the air, it's much safer, and it can produce, it can create electricity 24/7, although it has environmental risks to the environment, but it's still one of the best energy producers. Biomass energy, it has abundant supply, it generally doesn't cost that much, and it's cleaner than fossil fuels. And lastly, geothermal energy. It's zero carbon, it's virtually limitless, and it's inherently simple and reliable.